What's good in the web? Your man Q back again. We have a more than a little bit of a whopper today because of the fact that I have a mini unboxing for something that I ordered last week that finally came in. And then there's also Mario in Minecraft. That's actually pretty cool. But even more importantly, I guess, which the topic of hand would be, everybody's angry about Angrboda. I know I'm saying her name wrong, so I'm about to get hammered. Angrboda, Loki's wife, being black in the new God of War game. But before that, if you're new to my channel and you like games, entertainment, anime, and all things in between, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can also find me over on Twitch. Links are going to be all in the description below, or it's going to like magically appear right here as if I did it on Adobe Premiere. But by no further ado, let's jump in. So while I was searching online for what headlines I was going to drop in today, the first thing that hit was, well, about Loki's wife being black from God of War. We got a chance to see her a few days ago at the end of the trailer, and I wasn't tripping. Matter of fact, like, I'm not huge onto Norse mythology. It's not a lot of representation with black folks on there. So, not saying that if it ain't black people, I can't watch it, because if that was the case, well, shit, I wouldn't watch anything, really, because 95% of media, especially science fiction and things, it ain't a lot of representation. We gotta go to space to be on equal grounds. But I thought it was a very interesting take that Hard Drive, which by looking up, I seen on my feed, his opinion was, or was it his opinion? Putting a black character in God of War would be like putting a Middle Eastern character in the Bible. So, I just hold up. Just happen to have one of these. Just happen to have one of these. So, just happen to have one. So, this over here is Africa. And right next to Africa is Iran in the Middle East. Those are black people, and those are brown people. Y'all know me. I'm not about to get uberly religious here, nor am I gonna get uberly political. I just wanted to point out that the Bible took place in the Middle East and in Africa. It wasn't until Saul, later on, went through Europe and a lot of the Asian communities, later on spreading Christianity. So for that to be said, it just seemed like a whole bunch of hogwash that don't put a black character in a fictional world with white characters. So let's just read the article, because you know what? I seen one of the comments, and the comment said, oh, it gets better when you click on the article. And it got better when I clicked on the article. Amazing thumbnail, by the way, because just right there is going to get a whole bunch of people to react, which I kind of really feel that Hard Drive, from what I've been gauging from the comments, that's what he does. He, hot takes a lot of things. Opinion: putting a black character in the God of War would be like putting a Middle Eastern character in the Bible, even though it says that Jesus had bronze skin and hair like steel wool. I don't know about y'all, But I don't know. But that don't look like bronze skin and hair made of wool. Now that is a little brown right there. That is a little brown. I can't say that it's not. That is a little bronzish. So I already read through this a little bit, but we'll go into exactly what the article says. So Hard Drive goes on to say, I don't mind diversity in video games. Hypothetically, in theory, if the right situation were to arise in the future. But some things are sacred. Okay, just keep on reading. Adding a black character to a story based in Norse myth is like shoehorning the Middle Eastern character into the Bible. It's just the kind of thing, it's just not the kind of thing you do. So again, I'm sorry, y'all. Just the Middle East is right out in that area, and I know that Europe and stuff in Ukraine, it is close. The heart of the Catholic Church, everything it's close, but okay. Now I know exactly what you're going to say. The divine unfathomable. The dead are dust. Gamers are cobbling together with new myths in their own image, borrowing from old stories and adding new characters, feeding in a living tradition that transcends race, creed, history, and the very idea of individual experiences, until humanity becomes a single organism, blanketing the earth like a layer of hot moss. And it's like, where did you get that from? Kotaku? I bet it's Kotaku. Well, you know what? That was actually a really good read, even a really good article. You can tell he's been doing this for a while. But my main point is to say this, which you've seen. I already had the races with our PS5 announced boycott of God of War Ragnarok because Loki's character, his wife, is black in a video game, and people just don't want to accept that. Now, for the record, the game is still going to sell. For the folks who are not going to buy, it's God of War. God of War is, what, if it's not Sony's number one, between that and The Last of Us, even though people hate Abby, it's up there. It's, so that it's going to sell. But I just want to go even further, because people act like, even though Kratos is Greek, people act like, was it originally voiced by my dude Kyle Barker? Black people, black men, both voice Kratos. I just want to get this out. It's okay for Kratos to be voiced by a brother because you can't see that he's black. You just hear his voice. But it's not okay that you add a black character into a fictional world. And personally, I actually am not a fan of, if you want to say, reskinning a character. I'd rather have an original character, but I do get that they were doing their best to do some type of rendition into, that version of mythology. But even with that, I mean, it's a fictional world. It's very similar to how Nick Fury was recast as Samuel L. Jackson. But that's a different story. That's, nobody gave a shit about the white dude, Nick Fury, ever. So when he was recast, nobody cared. But don't do that to Loki's wife. Make her a black woman. I just think it's funny. I really feel it's clickbaitish. The fact that he was saying it's like Jesus being cast in the Middle East, like, by a Middle Eastern person. Like the Bible didn't take place in the Middle East and in Africa. Not into Acts and further into the end of the Bible where, But I'm not getting that. I'm not going that way. I had a saying, and I still need to put that on a shirt. Can't we all just game along? Can't we? I always find it funny. People always say, you always got to bring up about black characters. You always got to bring up about this is not black and this is not. You know what? It's not that I have to bring it up. It's that people want to acknowledge that this wasn't a thing until people start talking about they were going to boycott it. You know, all right. All right. All right. That reminds me of last year when everybody wanted to, all the voice actors said they weren't going to speak for black characters anymore. When they took Uncle Ben off the rice and Aunt Jemima. Nobody asked for that. I don't know one black person who asked for that. A lot of the characters were being voiced, didn't even know that they were being voiced by white people, white voice actors. That's not what black people have been asking for. That's not what we were asking for. That's not what we were asking for at all. Now, I'm not the voice for every African American, every black person, every person of African descent. No, not at all. We're not monolith. I'm just saying we were asking to have equal rights and equal treatment. And then the moment that it's just like a character that's black on something, the internet goes crazy again. Don't buy the game. Don't buy it. Bet you will. Don't buy it. Bet you will. I bet you will. Oh, and again, Kratos' voice is black. A Reddit user by Dylan PDX did a mod putting Mario 64 and a lot of his mechanics, jumping, fighting, spinning, dashing, into a Minecraft game. And even though I'm not the biggest Minecraft guy, I actually thought it was really, really cool. I'm not the biggest Minecraft guy. And Mario 64 is actually not my favorite 3D Mario, but I thought the whole concept with everything and intertwining both worlds looked pretty cool. And if this is something that you're interested in, well, check him out. He's got his @ right here, and you can find him on Reddit. That God of War take got me really hyped up. So let's bring it on down with the spirit fingers and jump into something a little more happy, like unboxing a GameCube. You've heard the tragic tales and the tragic stories about all my games being stolen. From the Atari 2600, the TurboGrafx-16, the box Nintendo, the 360, the Xbox. Basically, enough games for me almost to quit being a gamer. And that's happened at least 2 or 3 times. So, I don't loan out games no more either. I just don't. Like, you can't even know. No. And it's the official controller, y'all. Look at how nice that looks. Ooh, everything's wrapped up just nice the way I like it. Ooh. You know, I seen one too. I had to just stop talking for a second. I seen one too. Dang, this is a really good condition. It makes a little noise, but I mean, damn, the system is from 2001. Ooh. Everything looks good. The first portable console. And this was the one I want. I really was gonna go back and get the red one, but I said I don't want to get the red one because it was $500. A little scuffs right here, but after tax it was like $130, which for GameCube is really good. The game I have to go back and get, ooh, that's a good looking piece right there. Don't be taking my cereals. I wanted to get Wario World again, but that game is like between the average price of like $90. I also have the controller, which I also have a cheap Wavebird controller, which I'll use, which is actually pretty good, which is gonna help me a lot, because that means I won't have to have my GameCube sitting right here underneath my monitor. I can actually move it over here next to the other systems and just hook it up to my multi HDMI, setup and all that good stuff. But that's it I got for y'all. I mean, what else you want? You ain't getting my GameCube. Do not know. Go get your own. I was looking for this one. You probably got a PS5, and I just now seen one first time in my life. But interweb, as always, if you're new to my channel and you like the content that you see, we do unboxing, game talk, anime talk, everything else in between, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel and you want to stay up to date on all things games, all things geek, then subscribe. I also stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at twitch.tv/thegeekshow. I was having a rough time with that one. The links are going to be in description below. And as always in the web, remember to eat, sleep, geek, repeat. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.